following the story of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and his overthrow, which led him into exile in Guinea and subsequently his death 50 years ago today. His daughter, Samia Nkrumah, has joined us via Zoom to help us immortalize the memory of her father, and she's with us now. Good morning, Samia. Good morning. I know that you've just come into Accra after a short trip, and you're joining us this morning to share some thoughts about your father. We've been to Nkrumah on his birthday in September, and we are in Hafaseni this morning. We've spoken to the family head. He's made some rather brave demands of the government to put up a family house for the Nkrumah family in a way to better immortalize his memory. Today is 50 years since his passing, so I guess my first question to you would be, how is the family remembering this day? I'm sure that 50 years ago it was not an easy time, and today will not be any better. Can you hear us, Samia Nkrumah?
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And thank you for what you are doing today, remembering Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah and going to his hometown to see what's going on there.
I think Kafui was very surprised that the family was not holding any official event to remember this day. Is it that it's too sad and something you would rather not remember, or is it something that you would want to remember but in another way?
Yeah. Oh no, we are not sad. We are strong, and we have hope because more than ever, our father's work, his policies, his politics, his thought is becoming a point of reference for politics in Ghana and Africa and for all Black people. So his legacy is so strong, and it is still guiding us. No one today can deny the influence, the deep influence and positive impact that Kwame Nkrumah has had on the lives of Ghanaians, Africans, and Black people worldwide. So no, we are not sad, but perhaps it's not every year or every occasion that we celebrate. At the right time, we are going to do so. I'm happy that you are showing his first school, the first school he attended, and also recalling that he always used to go back to his hometown to meditate and think about Ghana's challenges and how to solve them. As you can see, there are many things we need to do to really commemorate his memory and his legacy, not just in Hafasini or in Nkrumah, but also right here in Accra or all over the country. The state of the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum needs to be upgraded. There is also an idea that we want to have a Kwame Nkrumah library showing, using modern technology to show many of the things he did and said. Because when we talk about his enduring legacy, we are also talking about his speeches, his writings, the economic plans and policies that he initiated, and that are still inspiring us till today. If you think of many of the things we are talking about today, the nuclear reactor, it started then during his time. The countless factories which were interlinked with the agriculture, with the farms, the state farms, everything was connected. So what we can take from the legacy is that we need to go back, we need to revisit his writings. We need to revisit his philosophical thought, even something as positive neutrality, where he said we neither look east nor west, but we look forward. So he left us a philosophy, really, for us to absorb the different strands, the different experiences that we've gone through as Africans. And out of that, out of our diversity, different languages, religions, and cultures, we come out and unite around our priorities, a common ground. We can always find common ground as Africans to develop, to unite and to develop. That's the essence of what he was trying to tell us. And when we say we need the airport, for example, to change its name, to go back to what it was, Accra International Airport, or when we say we need to rehabilitate his the family home in Hafasini, or the abandoned buildings that he built there for retreat and cabinet meetings. And when we say these things, we are not really thinking that we need to hail the man, but what we are saying is want the younger generation to be acquainted with his thoughts, because the thrust of his thought was our total liberation, political and economic, and our unification as Africans, as Black people all around the world. And we believe, those of us who follow him, we believe that we will progress more rapidly if we heed Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah's advice. So I want us to revisit his writings. I want us to debate his policies. I want us to look at his philosophy and thought and take out what is relevant, because most of it is, and try and apply it in our modern circumstances.
And when you talk about all these plans to rehabilitate the family, to revisit his writings and probe his policies and philosophies a bit more, do you intend for it to be a family thing for you and your brothers perhaps to lead, or do you intend for the party CPP to take lead on it? Or alternatively, should the government get involved? Because there's a lot of players at the table right now. I'm
sorry, I couldn't hear the last part of your question, or the last half of it.
I'm asking who should take lead? Who should take lead on some of the changes you are proposing? Is it the family, the CPP, or the government?
Ghanaians. All of us, those of us who can. Of course, the family has a role to play. That's why we are speaking out. But Kwame Nkrumah is for all Ghanaians. His idea really is our future, because we still have not built the manufacturing base that will take us to another level as a country and improve the socioeconomic conditions of most of our people. We still have not united our countries, various African, Caribbean states. We still have not sat together to plan our economies together and to build our industries together. There's so much power in those that call for unity. Today, we could be borrowing money at a cheaper rate if we borrowed as a block, as one block, 1.3 or 1.5 million people. Our markets would be bigger. We could build industries and dams, projects that our individual countries cannot afford separately. We could have done them together. So we all Africans, it's up to all of us to revive our father's vision. I don't think we've ever as a family claimed Kwame Nkrumah as our own, and he never meant it to be that. I think Kwame Nkrumah was for the whole of the Black world, and it will remain so. And the whole of the Black world and African people and friends of Africa, for that matter, must work together to rehabilitate that vision, that legacy that will help us move forward speedily.
I've heard a section of Ghanaians speak about a third force as an alternative to the ruling party and the main opposition in parliament and in governance.
Sorry to stop you there. I can't hear.
I'm asking a straight question. Is the CPP ready to be that third force that some Ghanaians say is needed to break the monotony of the NDC and the NPP based on the ideals of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah? Is the party ready? You have no seats in parliament now.
I think we have to think big, and we have to think beyond party politics sometimes. I think if, as a nation, we want to be bold enough and take the unprecedented step of getting the best people in every party, in every sector, to run the affairs of our country, I think we will move forward quickly. I think it's time to think completely out of the box. We do not need to do things as we are used to doing them. I think we can start thinking in a different way. As Africans, we need to think independently. We need to think of what is best suited to our times. And I think the time is approaching when we can say that, hey, let us get the right people from whichever party, whichever region, whichever religion, whichever ethnic group. Let us put together a mix of the right minds, the right capabilities to move this country forward quickly and to move us towards achieving or realizing rather the African nation that must be for our progress as a people.
Will the name Samia Nkrumah perhaps one day be in a hat to be president? Is that something you see yourself doing, to step in the shoes of your father?
Oh, our father, I think, is too big for any of us. I think we need 100,000 Nkrumahs to be able to push that agenda forward. But I'm an eternal optimist. I believe this is possible. I believe the generation is ready. We just need to make available the information, the thought, the philosophy that liberated us. We just need to make it more accessible to everyone. I think we are all ready. And as I said, it would take many of us, not just one person, to help us move forward quickly.
I hear an excitement in your voice, Samia, and I think perhaps, if I'm not jumping the gun, perhaps someday, maybe very soon, we might hear the bells of your campaign ringing. We'll leave you now to get on with your morning, but thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Hopefully one day we'll have you at the table to have a more in-depth conversation on what the legacies of your father are. And again, the condolences of GC. It's one of the visions of Nkrumah come to life. We are sitting here today because of Nkrumah's vision, because he made the Gold Coast Broadcasting Corporation possible. So thank you to you and your family, and we wish you the very best of the day.
Thank you very much. And thank you for remembering and commemorating this day. Thank you. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Samia Nkrumah is the daughter of Ghana's first